YT. All right, so um, let's do the outlook first, and then we'll. Crap. Hello. Whoops. Didn't have my mic on me. All right, so we're gonna do the outlook first, and then we'll jump into a review of October. I'm gonna 1 second. Let's get some tunes for me. All right. Where's my mouse? All right. What's going on, dude? There we go. So, looks like NASDAQ. Oh, NASDAQ is officially broken out. Finally. All right. So, all right. So last month, October, we had a down month, and so far, the first 7 days of this month, we've totally broken out. And yeah, we're looking for Russell to eventually break out as a Six Sister setup. We had this dip down into here. If we look at these lows, we had a nice SMT with the Dow, in which Russell came down and manipulated the lows. So, all right, don't know why I'm getting into that. Let's just jump into the weekly. So we've inversed this fair value gap. This would be an area of interest for me. Gonna leave this green. Just make it darker because it's kind of too light. And yeah, I mean, we're kind of all-time highs for everybody, obviously. But yeah, NASDAQ finally got a move to continue to catch up to the all-time highs of everyone else. So pretty big move, obviously, and we're kind of displacing on Russell and ES. NASDAQ barely breaking the high. So we're going to be looking for similar trades in Russell, continuing the Six Sister relative strength. I expect all these to go higher, but I'm really looking for Russell, the rotation trade, at least on the higher time frame, as a Six Sister. So yeah, but yeah, on Dow Jones, we've inversed this old imbalances. We had a fair value gap created here. We traded, displaced through it, and then we displaced through it again this week. So yeah, I'd be expecting Friday to create, the wick at the highs. Russell's already kind of creating that, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, not too much to note here since we're at all-time highs. Big daily candles. Russell the only one. I guess the Dow is also kind of stalling here, while NASDAQ and ES catch up. Big daily, these are kind of harder to trade, these big daily imbalances. But yeah, so far we're just displacing higher. It's just overwhelming to do all the charts at once. Okay. Dow Jones, big displacement. We're gonna have to zoom in. But all-time high, previous all-time high will be interesting, an area of interest. That's the weekly inversion and the gap. We've displaced here. Looks like we're holding this. Bias is obviously long still. Let me pull up my Notion. Oops. Next day outlook. Looks like we're creating relative equal lows here though. So starting to set up pretty well for something. Relative equal highs here. Order block down here. Came back and took these lows. So this is interesting here. This is the 4-hour. And then we got kind of these smooth highs here too. So I really like this imbalance here. I don't think it's just going to hold this, but I do think it could come and close the body in here and probably bounce. We have not traded into it. On the 4, not even tagged it yet. Alright, 15-minute. We got old relative equal highs here, relative equal lows. I'd expect us to definitely take these out and dig down somewhere into here, maybe just the top of it, before getting some sort of move up. I'd look for some sort of SMT to occur. Doesn't really matter if we take this high out first or not. It would actually be cleaner though if this came down first. We had relative equal highs in here that we ended up souping. AM, lunch high, and then PM takes it out. So, and then a nice candle down there. Maybe that's a shift. No real technical market structure shift there. That's basically it. I mean, I would expect this to sweep these lows, take out these highs, probably take this out, and then bounce maybe into here. This has been, yeah. Just not a lot of PD arrays down here besides the previous all-time high. So this would be the obvious long. Back to 15, yeah. So let's set an alert there. There's YM. We've souped this high already, so it looks like we could already be heading down. We'll have to look at the other charts. I already know that the ES and NASDAQ are higher, so but I'll be using SMTs on YM and ES NASDAQ, and then SMT from Russell and NASDAQ and YM as well. So there's that. ES breaking out. Nice. That's basically all we really need to see there. You can mark out this prior day low. We've just continued to shift higher. Nice little order block down there, but nothing. No, it's not an order block that I would use. But yeah, 4 hour. We have this fair value gap. Nice. Have not traded into it at all. And that's it. So yeah, this is nice. Got a nice little low there. We'll have to see what time that formed. So yeah, we do have a little order block kind of here. Not super clean though. Nothing on the 1 hour that I like. We do have some inefficiencies down here. Just gonna mark those because that's gonna be interesting. Just leave that there because we got a little order block there. So yeah, PM session, nice manipulation soup below the lows. Didn't hit the 4 hour, but it did bounce. Didn't trade into a higher time frame PDA, so maybe this comes back down and continues. Little inefficiency here, being traded into and bouncing. Yeah, nothing super clean here though. 5 minute. It's just been heading higher. Pretty ugly chart, man. But yeah, this is the only area of interest that's significant to me. Pretty tough price action. We'll have to look at the flow to figure out what's going on after. Alright. We got a true day open down here though. And yeah. Maybe, yeah. Alright. Back down to the 4 hour. That's the only displacement. We do have a displacement though. Displacement there. Gap. Daily gap here. So yeah, we definitely created that level, which is what we reacted off of. Nice gap, order block created into midnight. Day opens. We have the, where did we trade into this? So it got created here, and then in the AM we did not trade down into it, but in London we did. So yeah, right at 8:30 we created. All right, I'm confused. I'm just gonna mark this so I can see where the low was. Okay, so yeah, it was post London. Made at 5 a.m. 6:30. Cool. But yeah, right here at 8:30, that was the soup, but respecting this order block. And then nice move up. Finally had a little displacement here. Now all this price action is just crazy terrible. Just wicks, man, just wicks. So yeah, not super clear to me. Just got a random 4-hour fair value gap. We did get a move away from the daily gap. Maybe we could look at regular trading hours. All right, there we go. Close down here. All right, regular trading hours gap. And then a massive gap down there, dude. We opened up all the way up here. So yeah, we could totally trade back into here. We have old relative equal highs. And we barely souped those when it came up here. So yeah, this is definitely an order block to trust. But the lack, I mean, we do have the 4-hour there, but it just wasn't super deep. I would expect it'd be interesting for us to come down, and then we'd probably soup this pretty nicely eventually. Not sure when, but other than that, that's basically it. Pretty hard. I mean, this is nice here, but yeah, just it's not. There's nothing really clean. There's no lot. There's no highs, no lows that are equal. So the only thing I like is down here, and we'd have to frame a trade off of that, and then maybe we get a reaction off this area. We do have relative equal lows kind of here, so there's that. Yeah, not a beautiful chart there. All right, Nasdaq. Relative equal highs being formed here. Nice. So maybe just as the rotation thesis, we do something like this, create equal highs, maybe we come down and create more, and then we come down, and then we make one more high where the rotation happens, and then kabang. That's totally what could happen. But we'll see. Obviously, this needs to close and then reject, obviously. So, but yeah, this area still is interesting. I think we could easily trade back down into here eventually. Old soup. And yeah. For our, I'm going to quickly jump to regular trading hours, catch all the gaps. So yeah, obvious gap there. Electronic trading hours. And we've continued to displace on every move here. On the 4. So all of these will be interesting. Probably this one more so though. Oops. All right. Little 1 hour gap there. Definitely an area of interest there. I mean, we're definitely grading highs, trade down into the order block, into this little inefficiency, respect that, relative equal lows. We soup that into PM, get that expansion with no displacement here. But on the 1 hour, there was a displacement. 1 hour shift there. 30-minute, it's already been traded into. So yeah, if anything, I'd be looking for a short to occur since we're at highs. Nice big wick here on the 5-minute, but it's a PM session, failing to displace. I think we're running out of steam here. We're taking out the high, significant pool of liquidity there. And yeah, a little relative equal highs into here, just like YM. So yeah. Quickly, just to refresh, what's the news? We just have consumer sentiment tomorrow after the open, so the only time I'd be wanting to trade is the open. Yeah, we created this nice order block. Excuse me. So it looks like we respected it, came down here. So yeah. Soup those highs, came down, souped them more clearly. Yep, this is just not super clean for me. Let's move over to Russell. I guess this is the cleanest out of them. And we'll have to look at SPY and stock charts too. And yeah, I could expect us to come back down here, soup these lows, or these highs, I mean. These are still relative equal highs. So yeah, we all kind of got those relative equal highs going on there. If we jump to 15-minute. Besides ES. Wow. So Russell did make a new high here, and then ever since then we've been rallying in ES and Nasdaq, and same thing with same thing with the Dow Jones. We had a weaker move here on Russell, souping the lows, tagging the order block. So, anywho, back to the Russell. There's an inefficiency here where we're respecting. And we got a nice little soup there. As for the 15-minute, nice little soup there into, man, how do I switch this off of 24 hours? It's bothering me. Anyways, yeah, we came back, traded into these order blocks, respected them with a nice little soup. This probably heads higher. Here we got a soup of the highs where we did not get that on. So there's an SMT there. So SMT at the lows and the SMT at the highs, where Dow Jones came higher, and I'm sure the other guys did too. Yeah. So maybe yeah, maybe a sell, man. But on the Dow. So yeah, it looks like some sort of sell setup could occur here, like I was thinking, for tomorrow, and then we'll be looking for what happens tomorrow. So yeah, Russell, I mean, we do have the same gap up. We have Nasdaq and ES, coming way higher. And this range is way off. This was all the way back into here. Big manipulation in so there was an SMT there in the Dow. Right here. Confirming along in Nasdaq and the Dow. Yeah, kind of a tough read there though. Definitely a smaller time frame range. Yeah. So we'll set an alert here. And we'll set, we've got an alert there. We've already set a little soup, internal range soup. Yeah, there's nothing super clear, man. Most likely will not take a trade tomorrow, but we'll see at the open. Not my type of price action, though we may find something, but it will be pretty tricky. All right, as for the flow, we have bullish flow and puts on the bottom. Same thing with the tide. Price was coming up here. Looks like they started to take profits, and then we came down and they started to, get long again. Seems like, and puts not super clear, but they are trending up higher. So yeah, definitely still a long bias there. If we look at the last 2 days, we did have some put premiums, oddly enough. Lots of put premiums here. And then a massive call rip, which makes sense. And then the calls actually went negative, but then continued. So odd that they would have such high put premiums there. So oddly high put premiums yesterday in ES. So kind of weird into here. So maybe they're selling them? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, anyways, QQQ. All right, there we go. That's interesting. So price has been rallying all day, calls absolutely being sold, and then suddenly rallying. Super weird. What was yesterday? So calls rose with price as puts came down, and then into prior to this move up today, we had a ton of call selling and puts rising. Holdings are bullish. So yeah, I think a reversal is likely. It's kind of weird though. Calls did recover here though, so just kind of strange. Obviously, calls ramped up, and then they did take a little dip there. And puts rising. Calls rising. Calls rising. Okay. Weird. But yeah, I mean, kind of tricky. I think could just mean some sort of choppy top and then a move down to catch. As for Russell, yesterday Russell was still bullish with weird put premiums. Oh, sorry, you know what? Volume here is in the puts. So it looks like they're selling puts here and then they ramped up the calls. So I guess that's actually kind of bullish. I mean, they are selling calls and puts. So it looks like they were just taking, I think they're taking profits here at these highs. And they are getting long in some puts, but at the same time they did hedge with a huge amount of calls there. So could mean some continued movement to the upside. It's just crazy how big of a move that was. Okay. All right, Russell calls coming up, choppy, chop, divergence there in the puts coming up, but most of the volume in the calls. Calls came up, price went up, though puts are up. Though at the same time, though, most of the volume is in the calls by far. And then suddenly calls get sold like crazy and puts at the same time as calls are bought back up, puts also rise. Is that the same thing that happened here? Except it's in the calls. Volume is in the calls here being sold and puts above the calls. No change here. So yeah, I think some sort of move down in Russell. I think there is going to be a decent little move down there. Especially it makes sense for Friday to have that sort of a day. So gonna look for some sort of soup of the highs. This kind of confirms what I'm thinking. At least a soup of the highs. So yeah. Could look for longs. If we don't soup the highs first, then yeah, I'd look long to get those highs out. If we take the highs first, then I'd look for the short. So that's kind of my plan. All right. Yeah. As for my October recap, just a month in review. So for me, um, so yeah, my progress that I made this last month, really diving deeper into, what's my biggest issue or thing that is going to have the most ROI to improve my trading, and definitely that's for me, it's this emotional, psychological aspect, the human side of trading. Um, my analysis is good. I know how to trust it. Yes, I make errors, but the same time, the biggest place I can improve upon, which is having a huge impact on my P&L and L and my winning and my win streaks and my tilting. It's all just psychological or emotional, and that's due to getting too excited as I start to have a really nice win streak, getting close to some sort of payout, or even if I'm in a drawdown and um, getting out of the drawdown is pretty exciting too, and that same kind of tilty excitement occurs to me, happens to me. I do that. And so, yeah, I really dug into that this month, kind of trying to figure out like what's going to work for me, like how there's obvious things to do about that, meditate, be more mindful, but like how do I actually like just how do I just fucking fix it? And so yeah, I came up with a little process this in October and kind of the first week of November, um, to deal with that. Um, so like focusing on my process as usual, but having sort of like a priority process for that. So like knowing when to focus on really diving into my write-ups versus just sticking to my guns and doing my game plans and focusing on trading. And obviously I should be doing both, of course. But that's one thing I figured out is just to if I am getting close to like some sort of pressurized area, like it being on a really nice hot streak, and I'm starting to feel that pressure of I don't want to lose my gains, then that's the time to catalyze things with a break, take a day off, and also if I just can't help it and I just need to trade, this opportunity is too good, and I'm really doing well. I really need to focus on reviewing my trades to maintain that momentum. So I kind of need to double down at is what I'm trying to say. If I'm doing well and I'm getting close to like payout or I just made it out of a drawdown, either A, take a break when the opportunity is there, like there's no news today, go in, maybe trade small in the morning and then just be done for the day and focus on the write-ups. or just take a break and then also focus on the write-ups and the reviews and get those done before I start trading again. And then I'll obviously have a game plan, do my analysis. So the reason that that's different from the usual is because usually the main focus is just my analysis. Just sticking with my analysis, nothing's wrong. Like I'm trading, I'm just trading, and that's like I have no tilt. It's just focus on the analysis and trade well, and that's it. But for me, that's like what's gotten me out of the drawdowns. That's gotten me the payout. Is when I do sort of take a break, like especially this last October. So this is exactly what happened on October. So in October, I got a payout, and then immediately after, I'm like so confident, I'm doing so well, and I immediately go on a overconfidence tilt, and immediately after getting a payout, boom, 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 like 11 R in a freaking week, like, and it clearly the trades, it wasn't like I was, you know, reading things wrong or anything, or like it wasn't like the price action was bad and like lower probability. It was totally me. I was misreading things and was misreading them because I was overlooking things and not being smart about my risk and being careful and being like a level-headed trader where you have regards for risk management, very very strict risk management. And I made lots of dumb little errors that still I could still be profitable with those errors, but obviously if I'm making unnecessary errors, that's going to destroy my P&L and that's what I did. So yeah, October I had a payout, but then immediately following the payout, tilted, literally got too excited because I added some more accounts. And yeah, I should have next time. It's like take a break before the payout, and I think I did take a break. I think that's how I got the payout. And then I got a payout, had a few more good trades after the payout, and then boom, bang, bing, tilted, lost it, lost all those, and then dug into my drawdown. And yeah, so that's how I've been able to get out of it now this November. Um, I've dug out of the drawdown, and so that's good. But I did take a break. I took a break and I focused on my reviews, and then boom, bang, bing, hot streak, and then I'm like getting close to out of my drawdown completely to back where I was, and actually even a little bit further on some of my other accounts too. And then boom, bang, bing, tilt again, bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang, boom, and so, and I realize you can see it in my trading, um, because Monday, Tuesday, it's like I should have crushed those days. It's not like, again, there's the price action's never bad. Like I know the days that are bad and I know when to avoid them. I don't have a problem with that. But there's things I'm doing like, okay, I should have avoided that day. I know better. I knew going into today I should have risked smaller. My plan was to risk smaller and I didn't. I went big. So there's those psychological issues, um, definitely start to come up following periods of really good success, and then obviously leading to the failures, and then the failures continue to also tilt and lead to more failures because of the failures. So it's like I got to catalyze that with either a break or really deep down focus, like priority on reviews and write-ups until and do those, and I can't trade until I do those. So I don't necessarily need to take a break is what I'm realizing. It's more so I really need to double down on the reviewing, and if I'm not getting the review done like on every trade I take, then why the hell am I not? Then why the hell am I trading if I'm tilted and I'm not disciplined enough to do the review? So for me, that's exactly my issue. It's just that, like, not, not doing the work, but that comes from a psychological aspect. It's not like I'm just lazy. I'm not lazy. That's why I'm actually pretty good at trading, I'd say, for really only doing it for a little bit more than a year now, like all in. And yeah, so anyways, sticking to my process when I'm doing well. Um, like right now, I feel like I'm pretty neutral and I need to do some reviews still, but I also just need to focus on my analysis in the next trade. It's because I've had a nice little break. I've thought about my trades, reviewed them in my head over and over. Since I only take 1 or 2 trades a day, it's not much to like try to remember. It's like I know what happened. It's the only thing that happened today, type thing. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I did really good though. I mean, I'm making a lot of progress in my trading. October, definitely big payout. That's a big milestone. Um, so yeah, the goal for November is to implement this new process and be aware of it. I've started meditating lately, which has really helped. I read the Best Loser Wins. I listened to self-esteem book. I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of popular right now, even though it's an old book. I don't know why it became popular. Probably because of me. But yeah, so yeah, those things are really helpful. And this month I'm listening to The Confident Mind. I still need to read some more often, like physical reading. I really do enjoy that, but I need to get back on top of it and be excited about it again. Um, but yeah, so yeah, this month it's just I'm out of a drawdown now. Let's do some reviews before I start trading again. That's kind of the goal for tomorrow or Monday, and have a very clear plan before I trade, obviously. So yeah, the things I need to do are review Tuesday, Mondays, Tuesdays trades, post those, um, and then tomorrow morning do my game plan. If I come up with something very clear, then trade it, and if not, don't trade it. No big deal. Tomorrow, no news, so not much to miss out on, anyways. And be ready for next week. And next week we got. I haven't looked. So next week we have CPI. Nice. We got CPI week, PPI. So it should be a pretty good week. Monday, Tuesday, no news, but I do expect Monday to probably still be good, just because it tends to when there's like some big red folder like CPI. Monday's usually kind of like the manipulation leg, or like the setup for the manipulation leg, type thing. So yeah, 3 really good days of trading next week. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, there'll only be really one opportunity time to trade, and that'll be in the morning. So yeah, but yeah, for me, it's just stick. I already know everything I need to do, and it's a matter of just doing it and managing those psychological things and doing it and doing the right things. Um, they talk about making progress as a trader and having deliberate practice. I think you also have to have deliberate systems, not just uh, you know work on my shooting in basketball and get better at shooting. For me, it's like you need to have a deliberate system of like knowing when to pivot, and when shooting hoops is like your shooting percentage is as important as like your mindset. So it's like, should I be focusing on shooting shots, or should I be in this moment, should I be focused on shooting more shots, or should I be focused on getting my mind right, and like what's going to get my mind right? Maybe it's shooting shots. So yeah, maybe it's shooting shots, but it could be something else. For example, like you're playing basketball and you have something in your personal life. It's not like all of a sudden you're bad at shooting shots because you didn't practice enough. You've been practicing, but you're bad at shooting shots, and that's totally a mental state thing. And it's like, hey, fix the family thing, like fix that, and then you'll get back to being good again. So having a system to know like what to do. So that's like kind of the biggest learning I've had. Biggest for me, the biggest win of October is, yeah, just being really good at creating systems around my trading, like having big goals for my processes that are not outcome oriented. And I mean, we can just look at October. So yeah, I was pretty good at filling out my daily report cards almost every day. Obviously, there's several days that I didn't trade, but even then, there were days that I did trade and I didn't fill them out, so I could do better, definitely. need to do better on those. Um, I'm sure there's a 1 or 2 days that I didn't complete a DRC. So yeah, I mean, I was really good last month. That's why I did so well. That's why, yeah, I just did really well. So yeah, whoops. So yeah, this month definitely need to refocus on getting my DRCs done every single day that I trade and having a game plan and then obviously doing the reviews. All that is the discipline. And then running for my physical health and yeah. So I've been taking a big break this week. Took a trade on Monday, Tuesday. See, you can see I was tilted too late, like too mentally tilted to do that. So I've been taking breaks Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know about Friday, but yeah, it's just kind of refocusing on the mission type of a week for me, um, due to Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So, so yeah, my goal right now is just to get back into it, get excited to get the work done, refocus on my process and my systems, such as hitting big numbers in my trade reps. If I can hit my trade reps, and one other thing I need to do is get excited about like what are the opportunities. So yeah, at the same time, I'm still in kind of break mode, and I'm not going to start really focusing on trading until next week. Until I really get my reviews done, and get excited about trading again because did kind of get tilted this week again. So, anyways, holy crap, adios.